And joining us right now for an all-out discussion about his experience so far with Gilas Pilipinas is Fil-Australian guard Jordan Heading. Jordan, welcome to Sports Desk. Thank you for joining us here on the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Congratulations, by the way, Jordan, on an impressive 2 weeks for Gilas Pilipinas. Well, it didn't quite end the way that you wanted it. Well, we wanted it because of that loss to the Dominican Republic. But still, after that gallant stand against Serbia, was a pleasantly surprising campaign nonetheless. Did the last 2 weeks live up to your expectations, Jordan?
It was a pretty unbelievable last couple of weeks. I mean, just being on the same court with some of the greats like Teodosic and Boban and even some of those Dominican players, like there's some really unbelievably high-level players that it was an honor to be on the court, with those guys and be able to compete and put up some real games.
You know what? You really got a lot of the attention of a lot of people during the FIBA Olympic qualifiers, stepping up for the team. In the absence of Dwight Ramos due to his groin injury, even former Gilas Pilipinas head coach Chot Reyes was actually surprised. He said, when I got to talk to him last week, you were a mystery, but he was really impressed with how good your shooting was. As we take a look at your numbers right now, we will flash on our screens 13 points, 4 out of 5 from downtown, and 3 assists. This is against Serbia. And then you tallied 16 points. You shot 4 of 6 from downtown against the Dominican Republic. Personally, Jordan, are you happy with how you performed in the OQT against Serbia and against the DR?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how I shot the ball. I thought I defended pretty well.
Yeah,
I could have defended a little bit better, but overall it was all right. But I mean, the bigger thing for me, obviously would have been coming away with some wins. The goal is never to go into these tournaments to have the strongest individual performance that you can. It's always to be able to come away with some wins. So it's not all cloud nine.
No, I get where you're coming from. At least you got your feet wet, you got your shooting going, you have your rhythm, but at the same time, a win is a win, and it would have been really better if you guys got a win. But still, props to you guys. It was a great showing at the OQT. And, of course, when you swept the Asia Cup qualifiers, we know that your team has that next man up mentality. We've been hearing it from you, from Ange, from Isaac, even from the whole team. Even during that Asia Cup qualifiers, when Dwight went down, was there an additional, did you feel additional pressure knowing that not only are you the top pick in the special Gilas draft, but you also had to come in and step up without Dwight in the picture?
I don't think that there was any additional pressure. We had some additional injuries prior to these tournaments, like our captain Ray Suerte and Matt Nieto. So we had a lot of, key guys that were hurt. So, I guess we weren't, we had a little bit of, experience with that, I guess, stepping up already. And we also got, a good tune-up game against China without Dwight. So we were able to prove even just to ourselves that, we can be just as strong of a team using that next man up mentality. And it's just guys, stepping up and playing their role within the system with or without certain guys.
Well, it's a good problem to have, as Coach Ronnie Magsano also mentioned to me last week, because more people stepping up, next man up. It's a good thing to have for Coach Tab Baldwin, and Gilas really looked like that well-oiled machine with Coach Tab's system with both the Asia Cup qualifiers and the Olympic qualifiers. Now, Jordan, let's talk about the experience of fitting in with these guys, especially since most of them have known each other, have played with each other in the UAAP, particularly in Ateneo.
Yeah, it's been a fun process of just getting to know these guys. Spent about 3 months in the Cullen bubble. So, obviously seeing each other all day, every day, accelerates that process. And being able to go overseas to Serbia and over to Clark for these tournaments, that definitely helped me, just being around the boys in a different environment. I think it took our relationships to the next level and things. When I first got into the bubble, the only guys I knew were, Chadi Rangel we played Alab together,
Yeah.
and also Isaac Go from my Batangilas days. So
Mm-hmm.
I was really coming in as a new guy. I didn't really, I'd heard of a lot of these guys, but I'd never met them. So it was fun to finally be able to get to know them.
Well, you fit in really perfectly, like a glove. What was it like playing under Coach Tab Baldwin?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a huge learning experience. Just being able to see the game, through his eyes. He really is a genius of the game, and the way he, just sort of manipulates every part of every possession to try and make it work for our advantage. And it's the attention to details is something that I'm really learning about the importance of. Just of every little offensive and defensive play, there's always something you can tweak to make it work towards your advantage.
Mm-hmm. You did mention earlier that you're the new guy because these guys have played with each other. Well, most of them in Ateneo. But of course, Jordan, we all know, and I know you're not a newbie when it comes to international basketball. You've played in the U.S., in Australia. You've even played for Gilas Pilipinas. I remember that in the ASEAN Basketball League, in the ABL. How does this experience, Jordan, compare to all your other international stints?
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate in playing in some high level basketball around the world, but I don't think anything has compared to these last few weeks. As far as the competition goes, this is the highest level of basketball that you can play in the world. So I myself and these other guys, we haven't experienced that before, and that was an unbelievable opportunity and experience for us, and learning experience. It's been a lot of fun. Just the whole experience has been positive. And the support that we've felt from the Gilas fans and from the entire country, whether it's in the Philippines or whether it's the Filipino fans in Serbia. I've never felt this kind of support on a team that I've been on, and it's been awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, nothing compares to playing for your country and wearing that flag on your jersey. What to you, Jordan, has been the most impressive thing about this particular young and really talented Gilas team?
I think the most impressive thing for me, I've said it before in prior interviews, but it's just the no fear mentality that we play with.
I agree.
I think a lot of people could make a lot of different excuses for us, that we're young, that we're inexperienced, that a lot of these guys haven't even played in college yet, and I've been really impressed. Whether it's been in practice or obviously in these games, that they're not scared about going up against these big name guys, or even guys who have bigger bodies in them. There's really a no fear mentality that we play with, and we fully trust this system that we've been working at, and we're going to continue to get better as we continue to perfect this system.
Yeah, you guys just continue to progress and grow. Like, big things are ahead, and we're just really excited for this, what you guys can do, this Gilas team. We know what you can bring to the table. I personally saw you play in the ABL and stuff, but in what way can you say that your game has improved under Coach Tab Baldwin, under this Gilas system?
I think my game, just sort of what I was saying about things I've learned from Coach Tab, and just really becoming detail oriented. It's something that was stressed to me when I was in college in the States, but it's really taken a whole new level with Coach Tab. And I think just the way that you're forced to think about the game when you're playing for them, you can't help but improve your game when you're so locked into every little bit of the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Jordan, do you think Gilas, this has been a debate, and not really, but people talk about it because you guys are doing so well. You guys have that chemistry. You guys are rolling. Do you think Gilas should stick with this all-cadet lineup for the FIBA Asia Cup, or do you think add some pros here and there?
I think just as Coach Tab has been saying, the biggest thing is that where the pro guys come in, just the preparation is key. We can't I don't think it would be smart to have guys come in who aren't familiar with the system and who haven't had time to
Right.
gel with the rest of the guys.
Right.
So I think that's the most important, that we have guys who can come in and really dedicate themselves to the system and play within their roles. I think that's the biggest thing about this team, is that we don't have any dead set superstars. That we just have 12 guys who are out there to do their job and to do their role and play their hearts out. So
Right.
I think whoever comes in, they just need to know that you got to play your role, and you got to do your job that Coach Tab and the rest of the coaching staff is asking of you, and you absolutely got to play your heart out, because you're playing for flag and country.
Well, Jordan, your Gilas career just got started. Is the national team part of your long-term plan? How long do you see yourself playing for Gilas Pilipinas?
I couldn't answer that question, to be honest. If I'm able to, and if Gilas wants to call me back for however long, it's always going to be an honor. It's never going to be something that I'll get used to, and it just becomes a normal thing for me. This has been such an honor. And whenever I'm asked to do it again is something that I'll always strongly consider.
Before I let you go, Jordan, what do you hope to achieve with Gilas Pilipinas down the road?
We all have the same mindset of that 2023 World Cup. We're taking baby steps, and that's exactly what these tournaments, these past couple tournaments have been, is just baby steps and gaining experience and trying to propel ourselves into success into the World Cup, and we just have that goal of establishing ourselves as a national team program on the world stage, and not only becoming a powerhouse in the Asian region, but
Yes.
but also being a problem for the worldwide powerhouses as well.
Well, the future is indeed bright. Can't wait. I'm excited for your upcoming games. Good luck in the FIBA Asia Cup and your preparations. Jordan, thank you again, and hope to to have you on the show once again. Thank you, Jordan. Stay safe.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Cheers.
mate. Again, we just spoke to Gilas Pilipinas standout Jordan Heading.